Winter and spring sports. And so this is by far the smallest gym in the league, but it serves us well and it's fully functional. Anyway, come on down here. I just want to show you one thing down here real quick. Boys' locker room to the far wall, to the end of the building. Underneath are, the only thing was, and I'm not real well versed in construction, but what happened was that the metal joists kind of, I likened it to a Salvador Dali painting, and they were kind of warped, and they're metal joists, and they're well done, but the only thing that was holding this whole floor all the way through the locker room to the end up to here was the concrete that was right above the tile. And so what happened is they had to do an inspection real quick, and they found out that it didn't meet, I mean, it was ready to fall, it was ready to implode. And I think you could probably get the cost of the renovation from Chuck Martin. It was around $495,000. And that was just that wall all the way through the locker room, all the way to the other wall. And so it took them about 4 months to do. We did it over summertime. And it was pretty, we have a crawl space underneath the school. And so sometimes the heat, the steam heat, when the boiler was superheated steam, it would warp a lot of the metal. And so we since now have a non-superheated steam boiler. And so that's a good thing. But it's this floor is ready to implode. I mean, very, very close to being, to having a problem. Okay. So anyway, once again, it was $495,000. I think. I mean, the number sticks in my head. And so to get this done, and it's well done now. But the only thing that concerns me is that I'm somewhat of a claustrophobic person, but I've been underneath the building itself, and the deck plates are over there by the southwest door. And I invite anybody that wants to go down and look underneath. It's not the best looking constructed underneath of a school that probably you could imagine. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. You make your own decisions. Anytime you want to do that, we'll get Chuck Martin over here. We'll pull the deck plates up. You go down and take a look. Any questions?
Is the rest of the school safe, to your knowledge? Or?
It's the same construction man that has a crawl space underneath. We don't know if the floor is going to implode in the rest of the building. I'll take you to a room though. I'll take you to our upstairs, and there's other issues involved with that. We'll go do that. Any questions? Hey, thank you. Let's call this gentleman here real quick. That if you want to go underneath. Don't call me this week because it's the week before spring break. Don't call me on spring break, but around the 16th of March, I'll be less encumbered. Okay, it was pretty busy today. Schools Facility Commission or something, they changed the name, but it's essentially the old Ohio School Facilities Commission. And all of our classrooms are predicated upon 25 students in a class, and this is roughly 1,100 square feet. And I just wanted to point out that this is the way that we heat our buildings through these registers. And it's pretty inefficient, okay, to do that. They clean them twice a year, and every time they clean them, I'm surprised that I can show you. It's kind of antiquated stuff, number one. And then let me get you a better view here. Ah, okay, it's blocked. It's not the optimal way to heat a classroom. And I've had people tell me that.
What are we looking at? The heating system?
Pardon me?
What are we looking at?
This is the heating system here, yeah.
And when you say blocked, what do you mean by that?
Pardon me?
When you say blocked.
Oh, it's blocked because they have these things here, I can't open them. I'd like to open them, show you, it's kind of an antiquated system. It's a 1964 heating and ventilating system. I wanted to show you that. Let's go upstairs now. The superintendent who had family still alive, the superintendent has since passed away. And he said when they took possession of the building in 1964, there was something wrong with, and we're kind of at the epicenter of something with the floor and then the ceiling to the downstairs classes. And so the only way I could do it, I'm 285 pounds. I could jump up and not real far, but you can feel the reverberation throughout. And so I'll do that, okay? Here.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay? So it's, and I apologize for that, and I don't do that too often. But he had told his daughter, and his daughter told me that right around 220, 222, and 218, there are some situations that they took possession of the building, and I don't know what transpired. He just said that there, you know, when the building gets older, it might be a problem. And I think that it may be a problem, okay, depending on how long we want to have this building. I love this building, don't get me wrong. We did have, we don't have air conditioning in here, and that's not an excuse to build, you know, $34 million worth of building, and I totally agree. But when we had, in the fall of 2017, Francis sent everybody home at 12:30 because the building had gone over 125 degrees in here, and he had a thermometer. And the lady who's the reporter for Channel 13, Melissa Veitch, you know, the lady who wears the cutoffs with the real big arms and all that stuff, I guess she's a workout freak.
She looks like it.
She was totally soaked when she left our building. And it's just, at that day, it was, and Francis made the right call. It's just not an environment conducive to study, rightly or wrongly. And I'm really, I feel sorry for people down, you know, that are in the second floor especially. It's probably about 15, 20 degrees hotter on the second floor than it is on the first floor. There are more classrooms on the second floor than the first floor too. And I guess I want to tell you that none of you would work in an environment like that. And I don't think we should expect our kids to do the same. And that's all I'll say about that. Any questions about that?
Is it warmer? It seems warmer up here now.
It is, yeah.
Downstairs.
We have a difficult time regulating the heat. Angelina Poffenbarger in 231, her room is always hot, including the wintertime. So what happens is she has all her windows open.
I noticed a window open when I came in.
Yeah, so it's an inexact science. If they thought about doing any kind of retrofit, I would think the heating and ventilating system would certainly be a top priority as far as I was concerned. I'm not an engineer though, I'm not an architect, so, but that's my opinion. Ma'am, you had a question?
I was just curious, the stairwell walking up, there is a door, a really scary looking warped door that had a musky smell. What was that all about?
That's a storage room. We have a ping pong club. That's where we keep our ping pong tables only. Yeah, it's like and I didn't want to show you this, but back in the back bathroom, the restroom by the gym, there's some kind of abnormality in the heating system where that part of the building gets a lot more heat also. But we have a difficult time regulating the heat up here, and we have the one in my office doesn't work either, but we have these little thermostats. So some teachers say they work, some teachers say they don't. But I just tell the kids, hey, you know, you're gonna dress for the winter time, and if you got to shed clothes, you got to shed clothes. But here's the problem: we still have the kids walking in shorts when it's you know, 0 degrees. You know, so caveat emptor, that's their own problem. Don't complain to me when you're wearing shorts and it's too cold in the building.
Do you have any mold issues?
Pardon me?
Do you have any mold issues?
Yeah, we do. I think we do.
It smells a little bit.
Yeah. This carpet is probably about 3 years old. They clean it twice a year. But it's, you know, it's used. It's used a lot. Any other questions?
How many maintenance people are in the building?
Oh gosh, sir, I don't know, let me think. I know we don't run a third shift anymore, and they're custodians. We do have maintenance people.
Maintenance for the boilers and,
Well, they're all our custodians are boiler certified.
They are, and they
Yeah.
change the filters and
Yeah, yep. I would say, I don't think we're short. I'm almost positive we're not short. That's a Chuck Martin question. If you email me that, I'm the principal on my
Right.
emails, I'll forward it to Chuck and then he'll get back to you.
yeah.
You've got portable tablets for
Yes.
students. How old are those tablets?
Oh, they're probably 2, 3, 4 years old.
Okay.
So they're fine. You know, I characterize our technology as probably not as good as the best, but better than most. Okay? We're doing okay. The technology coordinator is somewhat rules with an iron fist too, which it keeps us out of trouble. Sometimes I think she's too draconian, but for the things that teachers need to do, we're doing 99% of what we need to do, technologically. Any other questions?
We saw some technology that was useful in teaching in terms of, let's say, coming in close on lab experiments, being able to broadcast one thing that's happening here, you know, to up there, and how are we?
We don't have a distance lab here. We have a distance lab in the middle school. We've talked to people like in Europe. We've talked to people in other parts of the United States, Hawaii, China. As far as, but really though, it's you know, you really have to coordinate for it. And right now we're doing okay. I think though that you won't see as far as classrooms go, there's a door here that we open, and this is the only double room that we have in the whole school. So when we have the possibility of having big groups to see like a public speaker or something like that, we either have to go to the PAC or we have to go to the gym. And so I would like and the only other space management issue that I think is that, and I got in trouble for saying this at the board meeting the other night.
Go ahead, get us all.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Fifth period study hall is a crowded study hall, and we have it in our gym. And I cringe every time we put a person in fifth period study hall because they sit in stands, and it's not an environment conducive to study. And I made the comment, I shouldn't have said this, but I wouldn't put my mother-in-law in fifth period study hall. And I kind of got in trouble by the superintendent for that, for saying that. But I feel that way. Every time I put it...
Mother-in-law didn't get on your case?
My mother-in-law gets on my case all the time. But that said, it's a situation where I have no other place to put him. The library's being used. The library really is the focal point of education, number one, technologically, because we have a lot of computers there. And number two is that the librarian is really good teaching kids research skills. And the one good thing is with BGSU here, I can get a book anywhere in Ohio in 2 days. So that's great. I mean, a lot of our English teachers and social studies teachers have their own library cards at Jerome Library, so that's a godsend for us. But I wish we had another large space. Anybody familiar with the education building at BGSU? 115? The room 115 on the first floor? I would love to emulate that room here because we would have a lot of opportunities to use that. You know, where we'd have, you know, classes on both sides, maybe 60 kids, 60 students there. Because I remember when I was, years ago, taking classes at BGSU for my teaching certification. And I was in that class and it was great. And it's a sunken floor and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
I'd like to get one more comment about the heating thing. When people my age grew up, there was not universal air conditioning. There was a different physical environment in the homes. You put on more sweaters, you put on more coats. In the summertime, you sweat more, and you played outside because it was hot inside and out. This is not the environment that our young people are growing up in. So they're going from one extreme, or from one comfort level, to an extreme. In 1950, that was fine, because it was all the same. It is not all the same in the world
We go
of
from air conditioned car
2019.
to air conditioned.
Yeah, I mean, it's so we're asking for an adjustment that, oh, we got a long bottle of that. Well, our world was different then, and we were adjusting to something different. And our parents going to work are not adjusting to something different, but their children are. So, I don't take this air conditioning and this heating thing lightly. That is the learning environment.
Amen.
So,
The reason why we start school so early, though, I think there's a thought that the kids are more acclimated to the heat at the beginning of the school year than have it come upon us at the end. And I remember the year I was hired here, in 1999, I came in and saw Gene McCullough, and it was really hot here. And I came from Springfield High School, it was air conditioned, and it was quite a shock, you know. And she was my first boss here as assistant principal.
I had her kids.
Yeah, Jean's a sweetheart. She's doing really well, too, living in New Mexico. Any other questions, comments? Hey, thank you very much. I'm trying to think. I'd like to show you the ag hallway, the agricultural education rooms and stuff like that. We're going to go right down these stairs here, and then we're going to continue down the glass hallway.
One more. In the other buildings, some of the other buildings, the ADA restrooms were a problem. How was that for here?
Well, we have other restrooms. These are not ADA compliant, but we have restrooms in the building that are. So like, for example, students that are in wheelchairs. We also have a transgender restroom that the students utilize too. And they know where that is. But these restrooms here are not ADA compliant, only because of the age of the building.
Yeah.
You know, it would cost a lot of money to retrofit it, and the government says, okay, whenever you do anything, then it's got to be ADA compliant. So we do have ADA compliant restrooms, but not exclusively. Here, down here, and then around the corner.
Okay.
But we do have ADA compliant restrooms, I promise you, on the first and second floor.
So in the whole building, you have 3 ADA?
2.
2.
Just as a quick question, have you and your staff made a list of all the needs in this school? In terms of facilities?
I have not. I don't think I think we could probably get one fairly quickly. But man, we're here. You know, I have people here every day. And so you can complain all you want about it. This is what the district tells us to educate kids, and we're going to do it the best we can. I am not my own political entity, and I'm not going to go out and try to, you know, change somebody's mind. I'm the principal of the high school, and my job is to educate kids here. If you want a list, I'll bet you 2 days I'll get a pretty good list for you. But that said, our district does, in my opinion, do a really good job of keeping our school running well.
I was just thinking in terms of the committee, it would be helpful if every school, we have the OFCC report,
Yeah,
but it would be nice if we had the school list
From the
yeah.
people
for
who work
specifics.
here.
From the people who work here. They know
Okay,
best.
Sure. I'll tell you what I can do. I can query the faculty. The only last thing is that we've kind of we've got the building, and then we set up the technological system, and it's not perfect. And if you took these this drop ceiling down, or you went up and looked at it, there's wires going all over the place, and there's no rhyme or reason. Just know that when Mrs. Newlove, and this is her classroom, when she has a problem with the computer, she sends it to us, and and Beth Krolak, our technology coordinator, takes care of it. So, but it's, you know, the wire diagram, I'm an old Army guy, the wire diagram we used to wire our battle positions, fighting positions in. I don't even want to look at a wire diagram. Yeah. Let's go down. Hi, Stephanie. There's a lot of good things going on in here, but I'm not going to put Mrs. Conway on the spot. You get out.
Thank you, yes.
But I think she would probably tell you that if this space could be improved with some things that are a little more up to date, I think she'd agree with you. I was asked to show this booth, okay, and I'm going to show it to you now. By every door, there is this is called a boot, okay? And what happens is, we have an emergency. Right now, I don't have a way to talk to all of our faculty, unless getting on the PA. But somebody comes in with a gun, they own the place until somebody with a gun comes and dislodges them. And I'm a former Army officer. I did 2 tours of special ops, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, but with this boot here is really ingenious. They put this in. Sorry. And you're going to need probably about 2 tons of pressure to dislodge that. And so we had an emergency drill on 21st of December where they had aggressors from the police department, and we had everybody was here, and I didn't know half the damn people, but except I knew the teachers. But these boots really work, okay? And they were $200 a piece, and we have one on every door. My only problem is in our choir room, and it's no secret that the door's kind of flimsy, so we're in the process of getting a new door and then reseat the boot for it. And so that's my only concern.
And you said every classroom in the building has one of them?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, sir.
What's over in the old industrial arts and the metal pad shop and the woodworking shop?
Well, this is the woodworking shop still here. The second classroom, it's a very small classroom, and it's probably where Sam Lucas conducted a lot of his classes.
Yeah,
but that's a storage room for us now. And then down the road is art.
That was the metal pad.
Our ceramics, yeah. The reason why we got rid of industrial tech, or we didn't hire the person back in 2001 when Sam retired we only had 22 kids sign up for industrial tech classes. But Stephanie, though, emulates a lot of that stuff through agricultural education, and Mike did too once we got rid of Sam. We didn't get rid of him. Sam retired. Sam was great. Don't get me wrong, but that's me being caustic, and I apologize for that.
Well, Mike ran adult education woodworking classes with the Woodworkers Guild.
He still does.
Yeah,
He
it's
still
great.
does. I got to get you back. Any questions in general before I let you go? Comments or anything like that? Sir, I say that again. Give me a call after March 16th, and we'll pull up the deck plates, and I'll give you a guide, I'll give you a lantern, and you go out and...
And like the lady said, would it be possible for you to make a list? That's the wants and the needs.
Yeah, what I'll do is tomorrow I'll
Because
email...
I think that's a real good idea.
I'll email everybody, and then I'll try to collect it and send it to Steve Wilsinski, because I have his email address. He's the only one that's running the facilities. And I'll get that to him by Friday.
You know, and if they can list them in order. When you
Yeah.
can sort through them and list them in order.
Yeah.
Even if you could suggest to the district that other schools do it, help the committee. To say,
Okay.
okay, this is how teachers prioritize
Yeah.
the needs.
Okay, will do.
That would be very helpful.
Will do. Anything else? Hey, thanks. My name's Jeff Dever. I'm the principal. You're welcome to email me anytime you want. If If you have any questions that kind of pop into your head afterward, do me a favor, give me a call. I'm on the website. I'm not going to burden you with my phone number, my email address, but you can find that very easily on our website. Okay? Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't want them messing with the settings, so.
Yeah, no sweat.
All right.
What about, students? I mean, if they're older,
Some of the, well, a lot of